Just take a nice breath in. Exhale that breath. Just allow yourself now to relax more and more. Because from this moment in time, there's nothing of importance for you to do except relax. Relax.
Hey humans, welcome to Scarlett Letter Show Season 3, Episode 9. This is your host, Scarlett Santa Maria, providing a space for self-expression. I love that. I just made a new word. For San Diego's electronic music artist. I know I said on the previous show that tonight was supposed to be the season finale, but it's actually next week. I just knew about it from the KCR team. They let us know last week, so you haven't gotten rid of me yet. One more show next week, so be ready for it. And as usual, I'll tell you all about my weekend. On Saturday, I went to the afternoon Umbrella Friends event at Cava Lounge, and it was overall a wonderful experience. I have been meaning to check them out for a while because I've been hearing great things about it, and honestly, it lived up to my expectations. They had a techno-focused lineup, and with local talent, creative and eye-catching decorations. Yeah, you guessed it, there were umbrellas hanging from the ceiling. And they also had cushions from you to chill on, vendors, art, and amazing vibes all around. You can tell they put in the effort to create a fun and welcoming atmosphere. And everyone there is there to have a good time. So dancing, everyone dressed up. It was really cool. So I'm definitely looking forward for the next one. And Sunday, I went to Hillcrest City Fest. It was my first time going as well. And of course, I had a fantastic time celebrating with my queer community. There was one main stage where my good friends from Soleil played. And you know, they got that funky house music. It was great. And the whole day, there were just events happening in the nearby bars and clubs. I recommend for everyone to check it out next year. It's worth it. And there's always a sense of freedom when you party in Hillcrest because you can be your most fabulous self without being judged. And I live for that because I'm a weirdo. And speaking of Hillcrest, I have one of Hillcrest's beloved DJs sitting right in front of me, my guest of the night, DJ Kinky Loops.
Hi, Scarlett.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Do you have any City Fest chronicles you'd like to share?
No, nothing exciting. I'm just excited to be here. This is actually the first Thursday night I've had off, so I'm actually able to be here.
I know,
so
yes.
I'm grateful for that.
So I'd like to know more about your musical background. I read in your bio that you come from a musically inclined family. Who was your biggest influence, your mom or your dad?
Oh my God, my mom. I think we have every Michael Jackson record, like, ever.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, definitely my mom definitely introduced me to music at a young age. And from there, just started my own little journey. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so they've always been really supportive with your DJing journey?
Oh, they're like my number one fan.
Oh, I love that.
My mom and my dad.
That's beautiful. And what sparked your interest in becoming a DJ?
So, I attended a festival called the Love Festival in San Francisco. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Amazing.
Ugh.
Big parade. And at the end, there's just DJs everywhere. And I happened to see a DJ named Donald Glaude. And he's actually a local San Diego DJ.
Yes.
I did not know that at the time.
I was going to ask you about that, but we can talk about it now since you brought it up. He's your biggest inspiration.
Yeah. So I saw Donald Glaude, and I saw him doing his thing. I never knew what a DJ did. I thought that they were maybe creating the music up there, which, I mean, in a sense you are, but not the way I envisioned a DJ.
Yeah, of course.
But I saw him perform, and I wanted that. The way he made me feel, I can't even describe it. So,
and he's a really cool guy.
He's so humble.
Yeah, I met him at Cava Lounge, like I think last year, and he just has like this contagious laugh and this energy.
Yeah,
he's so funny.
Yeah, we spoke briefly about doing a little set. So Donald Glaude,
shout
hit
out.
me up. We'll make that happen. But yeah, it was him.
That's so cool. That's beautiful. Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Cool.
Yeah. And so I want to know your story of how you learned to DJ in Guitar Center.
I don't know where you got that from, but that is true.
I do my research, you know.
Oh my goodness. So Guitar Center, yes. So after the Donald Glaude experience, and I had been going to raves and listening to electronic music for a while.
I think that's how it all began.
Yeah, old school raver.
Same.
So I ended up just going into Guitar Center. I went to the pro audio section, and I asked the guys, hey, don't have a lot of money. I just kind of interested in this hobby. And, would you mind if I maybe brought my CDs? At the time, it was just CDJs, turntables, but obviously the technology at the time was CDJs.
It was different, yeah.
So I started making mixes and stuff of songs that I wanted to try and mix together, and the guys were so cool. And at the end of the shift, they'd be closing down, and I would be in there just messing around and just figuring out what equipment I would want to get once I, had the funds, if I even wanted to DJ.
We were trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So I spent countless hours. So shout out to
Guitar
Guitar Center.
Wow, that's really cool, actually, that they would let you do that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a really cool story. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And I want to know how you came up with your name, Kinky Loops.
I knew that was coming up.
Yeah, of course. We got to know.
So, as again, a raver, I did have a rave name, and it was Fruit Loops, and we just needed something a little bit cooler, and I had a friend at the time, and they came up with Kinky Loops, drew a design for like a logo. I never thought I would be DJing for a crowd in a million years. So I had a gig pop up, and I needed a name, and I needed a logo. So my friend drew me up a little logo, and it was Kinky and Loops, and that was that.
That's so cool. That Fruit Loops, huh? My rave name used to be Skitty.
Skitty?
Like the Pokemon.
Okay.
The little kitty Pokemon.
That's so awesome
Yeah.
that you had a rave name.
Yeah.
People don't even do that anymore.
I know, right? What happened to Plur?
Where is the Blur?
Yeah, it's funny because my friends from back in the day, from like, I don't know, like 10 years ago, like they will still call me Skitty, and I'm like, hey, you still remember my rave name? That's cool. Okay, so how was your first DJ gig like?
Oh, God. First DJ gig was I met a group of guys. They were from a crew called Disco for Dancing. So it was a lot of new disco music. And they invited me to play a 1-hour set at the AC Lounge.
Oh, nice.
And it was like from 9 to 10.
Of course, the opening.
So I invited, all my friends. And I was so excited about this 1-hour set,
Of course.
And there was maybe 4 other people in the bar that weren't my friends. And I just started playing, and I had the time of my life just playing for a couple people, and it just began from there. But yeah, Disco for Dancing and AC Lounge. That was the start.
That was the start of your journey. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really loving this interview so far, and I want to keep going, but we have to go on your mix, and I want to know what can I expect on the first half of your mix.
I'm an open format DJ, so I tried to throw in obviously some electronic stuff, but with some pop as well. So.
Yeah, electropop.
Yeah.
I already know. I've seen you play. I love it. Okay, I think we're ready to hear your sound and get this party started. We'll return in 10 minutes for the longer interview, people, so don't go anywhere. And you're listening to KCR College Radio, the award-winning sound of states. Oh, yes. I feel like I'm at Riches right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I know we've been talking, but I've been also paying attention to the mix, and it's so good. Like, I want to dance.
Me too. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Here we are once again. But, before we go on the interview, I have to do some announcements. Quick air check. So, are you a fan of podcasts? Make sure to tune in on KCR On Demand, the newest platform of entertainment from your radio hosts here at SCSU. Find us on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud at KCR College Radio. Also, North Parks Observatory is an amazing venue that you can win tickets to. So make sure to stay connected with us on social media to hear all about our ticket giveaways at KCR College Radio or via kcrlive.com. Woo! Okay, we got that out of the way. I am here with Kinky Loops, and I want to know, what life lesson have you learned since you started out as a DJ?
It's a great question. I I realized that in this type of industry, it's really important to stay grounded. Being in a nightclub, you know, I work at a nightclub 4 to 5 nights a week, and it can be really draining. So
Definitely. I can agree.
Yeah, yeah, you too. So like self care has just been so important in my life. Aside from being in the nightlife. So life lesson is just, you know, don't get wrapped up in the scene, especially the newcomers that are, you know, up and coming. Don't get too wrapped up in the scene and just really just take care of yourself. Have fun, have an amazing time, but definitely keep yourself in check, you know?
Yeah, I agree because there's so many elements of it. Like, it is a lot of emotional labor.
Yeah.
Besides physical, like you're standing there for hours, like, or me, like I'm walking around in the club and talking to people, or you get a random request,
Yeah.
or something like that. And then it's easy a lot of the times also people in the scene to get involved with substances or lack of sleep. It's just everything. It's like it's part of the industry. So it's good to always, like you said, stay grounded and check yourself, like inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
So
And people always, you know, see like the fun side of it, and trust me, so much fun.
It is.
It's so much fun.
But like everything in life, there's advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, it's like a job. Yeah, any job.
So yeah, it's good that you brought that up.
Yeah.
So what difficulties have you experienced in your musical journey so far?
You know, difficulties. I don't have a manager. I manage myself, and I've been really fortunate. I've been able to, you know, land some traveling gigs. I've done, you know, stuff in Phoenix and Portland and Seattle, Vegas, a couple other places, and I'm just really proud of myself that I did that on my own. I didn't have a manager, you know, and I was like, do I need a manager, you know? So I went to Winter Music Conference. I don't know if you've heard of that in Miami.
Yeah.
And I kind of just wanted to get some inspiration to find out what the next step was going to be, if I did need a manager, because I would like to go on, you know, tours and stuff. But everything that I'm doing, I'm booking by myself, and it's one thing.
Boss.
Yeah, it's one thing to sell yourself, but to have somebody else sell you, you know. So I think that's a huge challenge for me right now, and previously. But I've overcome it, and I'm doing good things. So.
Great. You just gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And what keeps you motivated to continue on this path?
The music.
Same.
The music.
It's the love for music.
The energy, the people on the dance floor. When, you know, somebody comes up to me at the end of the night and tells me that I made their night, I'm like, you just made my, like, whole next day.
Right? Life of an entertainer.
Yeah.
Making people happy.
Yeah, even if it's just one person.
Right, exactly. So I'd like to know more about your residencies. You currently DJ at Gossip Girl, Rich's Nightclub, Flicks, Fiesta Cantina. Okay. Okay, you're busy, girl.
Yeah.
How did you get started in the scene and get to the point where you are now?
I actually started out, like I said, the AC Lounge was where I, you know, started learning and, you know, learning how to play for a crowd, whether it was 5, 10, 50, whatever people. Once I got comfortable enough, I made my way downtown, and I had residencies at the Ivy when they had the rooftop. I don't know if you ever went there on Thursday nights. They used to be a great time. And then also at the W Hotel. And so I played a lot downtown, actually, the Hard Rock, places like that. So it was just a learning experience, learning how to read different crowds and just... I started out downtown, and then Hillcrest. I was introduced to Hillcrest, and it's just a different vibe than downtown and more of a relaxed vibe.
Yes.
I have, you know, downtown I have to wear a dress, and that's not really my style necessarily. So
yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I came to Hillcrest, and I just started playing. I think it was. My first Hillcrest gig was at the little mini Gossip Grill when they set up the DJ booth by the bathroom. It was real amazing.
Great bathroom.
You bring all your gear and everything. It's nothing like the nightclub it is now. But, and then slowly from there, I just started making my way. And now every Wednesday I'm at Rich's. I've been there, I think, going on 3 years.
Awesome.
And every Friday I'm at Gossip at the actual nightclub one, not the one by the bathroom.
Yeah. All right. It's awesome. You've made your way up. And that's
Yeah.
usually how it is. Like with time, patience, dedication,
Yeah.
you gotta make your way. And of course, you've DJed at both queer spaces and straight spaces. What are some of the difference that you see between them?
Well, like I was saying before, obviously the image. I could show up to Rich's in a t-shirt and not be judged, but if I show up to the Hard Rock in a t-shirt, they're gonna tell me to, get off the stage. It's possible. So, it's just more of, I guess, having to be more feminine, which is fine. But I like to show up to a gig and care about the music, not so much what I look like.
Your appearance.
So, yeah, the music is the most important part.
And then also the crowd. And I mean, I don't want to talk bad, but there's been a lot of straight people that come into Riches lately. And I don't know, man. Like, I think that some of them just don't know how to handle being in a queer club, or they just think, I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about it because I feel that they should be more respectful of the space.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think straight people should know before going to queer spaces, like to party, like Riches or Gossip?
Well, they should probably go with someone who is queer. Because, I think they just don't understand. I don't want to say there's rules, but it's out of respect. We have very few spaces that we can go and, be with a woman, and
it's not PB people.
And you don't want, some guy staring at you, or, vice versa for the girl staring at the guys. So I think it's just common sense. And
some people don't have it, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I think when you mix in the alcohol, the common sense goes away.
Yeah. I see a lot of them just treating it like it's a zoo almost,
Yeah.
Or like when guys get offended, the straight guys that get offended because they think they're gay or something. It's like, you are in a queer space, you know that. All right.
Yeah.
So,
but it's become very trendy to come to Hillcrest.
I know.
I mean,
on
who wouldn't want
Wednesdays.
to? Yeah, on Wednesdays. It's a packed house every Wednesday, and it's so much fun. So, I mean, I would want to come if whether being gay, straight, and
exactly
that place.
It is a welcoming space. It's just a matter of like being like knowing how to behave.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Being
There's no
respectful.
problem. Everyone should be welcome everywhere. Just like a queer person walking into a straight place.
Of course.
It's the same thing. It's just about respect.
Exactly. Learn it. So
Get it.
And speaking of queer artists, what are your thoughts on the representation of gay and lesbian artists in the music industry, and even more specific, queer females?
Oh God, all I can really think of off the top of my head is DJ Irene. I used to fist bump to her back in the day. I used to rave to her back in the day. But we don't have a whole lot of queer representation. So, there should be more of that.
Do you think it's more challenging for a queer female artist to make it in the industry?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
No, I think if you're talented, the music will show, and your skills will shine.
Do you think we're making some progress when it comes to inclusivity, or do we still have a long way to go?
I'm sorry?
I said if you think we're making some progress when it comes to inclusivity, or do you think we still have some work to do?
Oh, always, yeah. Always work to be done.
What do you think the music industry should be doing to be more inclusive? Or people in general?
Like, you mean with men and women?
Yeah, just like queer artists being more accepted in different areas.
It's hard because I don't like necessarily market my own self as a queer artist, but I mean, I am queer. I don't advertise that.
Yeah, you don't want to put the label.
Yeah, I don't feel like that needs to be known. Even in a queer bar, I don't feel like people need to know whether I'm gay, straight. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I don't That's a really hard question. I don't have an answer for you, to be
It's fine.
completely honest. But yeah, I there's work to be done.
Yeah, it is. And even just not like the music industry as a whole, but even in like our community, even in marginalized groups like our queer community, there's still like a lack of acceptance if you see it. Like, and I hear and I see it often. For example, like there's some gay men that just won't step foot into a lesbian bar that just straight up hate women or vice versa. And then, like, what can we do to like keep a harmonious atmosphere and make people more open in
Yeah.
like our own community?
That's very interesting about, gay women not wanting to step into a gay man's bar and vice versa. Yeah, I'm like, but we're all a community. So that makes no sense to me. We're support each other as a whole. But, yeah.
Yeah, well, we just have to make it happen somehow and just make that clear that everyone should be feeling more accepted. Right?
Yeah, and I mean I feel so grateful being a female, and I work at Rich's every Wednesday, which is predominantly gay male establishment. So, boundaries can be crossed, and I feel like I have a really amazing following.
Yeah.
That,
Do you think you have a good support system?
I feel like Rich is my happy place.
Same.
Yeah.
Even though I work there 3 nights in a row, I still feel like it's a family.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely family, and they treat you that way. So
That's beautiful.
I feel you.
Awesome. And I like to highlight how I really like the way you express your gender through clothing. It's really fluid. And I appreciate that because you own it. And I don't know if you feel comfortable talking about it. It's just like it's a salient part of your identity. And it's just important for me because I consider myself gender fluid. And I don't know if you consider yourself one, or what are your thoughts on the new terms with genders that are coming up?
I don't fall into any category, or I don't place myself into any category, but I have some days where I feel like, I want to get super dressed up and put on some makeup, and then I have a lot of days where I want to dress down and be a little bit more neutral.
Yeah.
And that's probably more where I lean towards. But it's funny because I love clothing. Like I love to dress up and
yeah, me too.
And like
you see me.
all your shot outfits. It's, got to be fun. So especially when I have big events and stuff like that, it's always fun figuring out what to wear, and I could wear something that normally wouldn't be so accepted.
Yeah.
But, it's like
And that's what I love about Hillcrest, like you mentioned. Like I don't have to wear high heels, and it's great.
Yeah.
You can be you can be fabulous.
Yeah.
However you want to be.
Agreed.
And changing the topic a bit, I read in one of your interviews that you keep a box of old rave tickets and flyers under your bed. And it warmed my heart because I do the same thing. I have like a whole jar full of wristbands from events, and I have like another thing full of tickets and flyers. So I'm sentimental AF. Like,
back to your roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the same.
I will never get rid of those.
Yeah, me neither. I will just get a bigger jar.
Yeah.
And just keep stashing more stuff.
My tub's about that big. It's, it's very big.
Yeah, if I ever have an establishment, I will just like put them all over. Have you been to Mariposa Ice Cream?
Yes.
They have a bunch of Beatles stuff, and
we'll put our rave tickets
up
there.
Yeah, I'm going to put my rave
We'll
stuff.
collaborate.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've been to maybe a couple of the same.
Yeah, I think it gave me an idea. If I ever have like any business establishment, I would probably put all my rave stuff everywhere.
I'll remind you.
All right, thank you. Well, you can let me borrow some of your stuff. Okay, so you're also a tattoo enthusiast. How many do you have?
Oh, gosh. That's a funny question. Let's say 50% covered.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your first one?
Oh, Lord. I was 15 years old. I just was like coming out as just gay, and oh my God, gay everything and rainbows. So I got a little lambda on my hip, which it's still there.
Nice.
15 years old. I came home, and my mom thought it was a pencil drawing, and she tried to wipe it off, and it wouldn't come off. But that was my first
Sorry,
tattoo.
Mom.
So, yeah, it's about a little bit bigger than a quarter. It's not very big, but
Oh, nice. That's really cool. I feel like I've always had that, like, maybe I should get a tattoo, but I just don't, like, I've never actually seriously thought about it. But I think it looks beautiful on many people,
yeah,
I really like the one on your back, the one, the world outline
Oh,
or
thank
the
you.
map. That one's really cool.
Yeah, everything else, I mean, I got that when I was 15. Everything else was probably done since 2015 and a bit more meaningful and well thought out and put together. So I'm glad
Nice.
I didn't get all those when I was 15.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. I want to know, what do you think it's your greatest strength?
Oh.
You're like, I have too many. I kind of.
Well, let me think about that. I think that I have a really great ability to adapt to any crowd that I play for, and I've been tested on this so many times. I've played for, I mean, like I said, I played from downtown to festivals to 40 plus events, from all women events to all gay guy events to mix, like,
Nice.
to no, I can't say children's parties. I don't think that'd be appropriate. But yeah, I've played
Everything.
it all, and I've been able to adapt. And I never ever plan out a set. There's just, I don't know how you could do that. You never know what you're going to expect.
Yeah,
you walk into a club, you expect.
You have to read the crowd
a
and just
vibe.
kind of change it up as you go.
Yeah, people always ask me, "What's the first song you're going to play?" And I'm like,
I don't know.
as I'm setting up, I'm like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Whenever I DJ, I kind of have an idea, but I never have like a set of list of songs unless they gave me one or something. But,
Yeah, like more like a wedding.
yeah.
Or like
But I like it just when it comes naturally.
yeah,
You just kind of feel it. And if people are not dancing, you're like, switch.
switch it up.
That's all you gotta do. All right. So, do you have any words or a quote that you live by?
Stay humble. Yeah, stay humble.
That's a good one.
Stick to your roots.
That's good. I think a lot of people, especially here in San Diego and in the scene, because it's kind of superficial sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They
Unfortunately,
forget to be humble.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. But you've always had this great vibe. And
Thank you.
ever since I met you, like, you always have this smile and this positive energy. And
Thank you.
it's great. It's good to have people like you in the scene.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And what advice would you give someone that wants to get involved in this industry?
Definitely, if you want to, learn to DJ, find out what kind of DJ you want to be first. Do you want to be a battle DJ? Do you want to be a mobile DJ? Do you want to be a club DJ? Don't go buy the fanciest equipment out there and, just go for it. Really take the time to see what you want to do. Like I said, go to Guitar Center. And
Go to Guitar
maybe
Center.
see if they'll let you play with some stuff. No, but definitely that's the start. You don't need to invest a ton of money on your first piece of equipment. If you want to get some turntables,
Just to practice.
yeah, just get, the basics, learn to beat match, and go from there.
Hit up Kinky Loops and be like, hey, can I borrow your CDJ?
I feel like a Guitar Center is
Yeah,
in La Mesa.
All right. Well, that's great advice. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
And I want to know, what are your thoughts on San Diego's electronic music scene? You can start with some positives and maybe something that needs improvement.
It's been a while since I've actually been out, since I work on, most nights.
Yeah.
But I know that downtown seems to have a pretty good lineup of electronic nightclubs. And I know we have some pretty good festivals that come through here. Cross Festival is a really cool one they have in the spring and the fall. I actually went to my first one for my birthday. I think it was last year. And it was amazing. It was like so much fun. Claptone and
I actually haven't been. I'm gonna go this year.
do it.
I
Yeah.
know, I feel like it's such a San Diego thing. People tell me like, "You've never been to Cross?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I was late on that train too. But we work those days. So
I know. When you work in nightlife, you kind of miss out
Yeah.
on stuff sometimes.
Yeah, but sometimes you need some inspiration. So that's kind of was another like, I need to go dance.
Yeah.
I'm usually the one making people
People
dance, and
dance.
I'm like, I kind of want to dance.
It's my turn now.
Yeah, it's my turn.
That's cool. And is there anything that needs improvement, do you think, in the music industry here in San Diego?
Improvement. That's a good question.
Maybe you've had really good experiences then, because you can think of anything that's good.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, like I said, because I've had my normal residencies,
Yeah, you're
it's
established. So you
flicks
kind
and
yeah.
everything. I kind of know what to expect.
That's
So, but when I did first start playing, there was a lot of unorganization with promoters and stuff like that. But that was years back when I was doing all these different gigs and whatnot. So I'm sure that there's a lot of that still going on. So sorry to anybody that has to deal with that right now. I think the worst part was that when I was first starting was they wanted to book you based off of how many people you would bring and your ticket sales. So I'd be like, wow, but you have this DJ who is, a million times better, but, can bring 5 people. And you have this other DJ, but he's bringing 10, but he can't mix at all. They're going to, pick the one that's bringing twice as much. So I feel like it could be more about the music than, but I get it. Everybody needs to get paid.
Yeah.
So, but it's unfortunate that it has to work that way.
Yeah, unfortunate, but you just gotta keep going and find your place. Like you found your place. So
yeah, I'm
great.
so lucky that I have my place, and I promote. I still hope that people keep showing up, and I don't know that every Wednesday at Rich's is going to be packed, but
it's kind of solid lately.
It's right. It's solid,
so
but
it's great.
I don't just expect though that it's just going to keep going. So I got to keep it fresh, and keep my sets good. And, a lot of my regulars are there and they're expecting a certain sound and, so.
Yeah, it's finding that balance between like the familiar but the new stuff too.
Mm-hmm. It started out actually as a throwback night, and I tried to keep it throwbacks all night, but it wouldn't hold people's attention for a 4-hour set. Mm-hmm. So it starts usually, I'll do 80s, 90s, 2000s. And then we'll get into like the more ratchet.
Hey, the ratchet.
Yeah. And then I'll do my twist on it. I'll throw some electronic like remixes in there and whatnot.
No, you do great. You do great at reading the crowd, and I can see it because people stay in the dance floor. When you're there.
It's so fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And lastly, I got the random question. It's if you could snap your fingers right now and be anywhere in the world, where would you be?
I would be I hate to say this because it's just so cliche, but like Ibiza.
Oh, I've never been, so
it's so cliche, but you have to. I think that's like the one place every DJ has to.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard amazing things. That's definitely my future destination. Okay.
So let's go.
Let's go right now. We're snapping our fingers. Vámonos. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're still here. Just kidding. No. It's still great being here, but we got our heads in Ibiza. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I really enjoyed this interview, and I hope that I've made it a comfortable space for you.
Yes.
Great. So it's time to play the rest of your mix, and we will be back in less than 10 minutes with some final questions, wrap up the interview, and then go to Rich's probably. I am because I'm working. So stay tuned, people. We'll be back soon. Is it the weekend yet? What day is it today? Oh, it's Thursday. I feel like sometimes the days just run by.
They do. The week starts on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
It's
and
like
for
our
us,
Monday.
For real, though. Hump day, weekday. All right, everyone. We're about to wrap up this interview. And I want to ask you, what is the most rewarding thing about being a DJ for you?
At the end of the night, I mean, just throughout running into people when when I get compliments on my music and that it just, people that come out to see me weekly, it's just kind of incredible to me that I like have, a following. I'm like, because I never thought I would ever DJ for crowds. It was supposed to just be a hobby.
Yeah.
So
it makes it worth it.
It makes me so happy when someone's just like, "Oh my God, I heard you play last week, and your set was amazing. Thank you so much." And there's no better feeling than knowing that you made someone's night.
It was beautiful. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you have any upcoming events?
Yeah, so I actually just got signed on with the Olivia Cruises, which is an all-women's cruise.
Hey.
They go all over the place, but the specific one I'm doing is the Pacific Coastal Cruise. So we're going up to Vancouver. So it's
Nice.
a 7-day cruise, so I'll be DJing for that.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah, and having some fun,
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so I got there's spots open if anyone is interested. But that's April 2020, so that's like the next bigger thing that I have going, and then I'm working on getting some festivals and more traveling gigs going for
get it done. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, thank you.
And what does the future hold for DJ Kinky Loops?
My goal right now is just to hit festivals across the U.S. I have a promo video coming out, which I should be posting in about a week or two. So I'll be posting it on like my IG and Facebook and stuff, and I'm just gonna blast that to as many promoters and people out there as I can and see what happens.
Great.
Yeah.
Good luck. I hope that you get all the gigs that you want. And I just love your attitude. You're really nice. And like I said, we need more people like you in the scene.
Thank you.
Do you have any last shout outs or anything that you like your fans to know?
I just want everyone to know that I appreciate every single one of you. No matter if you see me play one time or 1,000 times, I appreciate and love that you've come to support me at any given gig. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's always the big, and I appreciate the support from everyone too. I think that's what makes it, your experience rewarding when you have people that support you, and then like you said, they give you like some positive feedback. It's like, yes, I'm doing something good. I'm making an impact.
Yeah. I feel like I'm actually, making people happy.
Yes. Well, thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I had a great time. And people, thank you. Whoever is listening right now or still watching the show, you probably saw our dance moves earlier. And I will be uploading the full show and interview on Scarlett Show YouTube this weekend, so you can hear it or watch it whenever you want. And next week will be the season finale, Thursday at 8 p.m., so don't miss it. Enjoy your night, humans. See you soon.
Thanks again, Scarlett.
Yeah, thank you, Kinky. Bye.